All right, Tyler, what do you got?
All right, so yesterday we've talked a lot about the offensive line and the struggles, but to me, yesterday felt like a win that was a testament to the roster construction and that Ryan Poles has done. When you look at some of the guys who made impacts on this game, a lot of them I think we even gave out during our toast of the game as well, but guys like TJ Edwards and someone like Darrell Taylor, who they got at the last minute leading into the season. Do you guys agree that yesterday's win was a testament to what Ryan Poles did to build this roster?
I think, kind of in the macro, yeah, for sure, because there was more bad than good yesterday from the people that he has hitched his wagon to. Like, I can't deny the issue with Velus.
And the offensive line.
Yeah, and the offensive line, but there have been some quality pieces to this puzzle put in place.
Sure.
Whether or not the win was a direct result of that, again.
Like, are you saying, for instance, one of his, like the depth pieces that he added with a special team, Jonathan Owens, gets a touchdown on the block punt?
Yeah, like some of the fringe pieces that he's added with.
Like Hardy's one of their guys that they developed off the scrap heap as a young player, and he comes in and he contributes.
Dexter had a sack.
Yep.
Billings was fantastic yesterday. Usually is. I think just in general terms, Tyler, they're a much more talented team, which helps them win even when they're not getting the best from one side of the football. So, in some ways.
It's a better football team. So,
Yes.
like, and Poles has built a better football team.
Yes.
So, in that regard, yes.
Yes.
All right, this kind of struck me as odd yesterday, but Khalil Herbert only had 2 attempts yesterday, was only on the field for 6 snaps.
Yeah. They don't like him.
He had as many carries as Travis Homer.
Yeah.
But Travis Homer nearly had double the snaps that he had. Are you concerned that Khalil Herbert is not going to be a part of the mix for very much of this season?
Well,
I'm not concerned.
Is that even a concern?
Yeah, that's not a concern for me.
I think he's a good player. Again, what I said in the preseason, this isn't Gale Sayers we're talking about, but this is a player who I think can contribute to a winning football team. And again, I deem him more valuable. Now, Homer is an important special teams guy, but he's a better running back than Homer and Velus.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as long as DeAndre Swift is getting the vast majority of the carries, that's what I'm most concerned about. I think everyone else is. I would rather see Khalil Herbert run the football than Velus and Travis Homer, but the drop off is.
And remember,
wild.
They used all 3 running backs last year. I want Khalil Herbert on this team. They go quickly. Guys get hurt quickly. And if Roschon Johnson is not proven in the short time that he's been here that he's durable. So, like, if you're gonna decide to move on or put him on the shelf, I think you're being too cute with this Velus.
I think it's really a good question to be asked of, does Shane Waldron meet the media every week as the OC? I would think
Thursdays,
so.
I believe.
I think it'd be great to hear what he has to say, and I'm sure somebody will. Okay, sure. I'm sure you'll ask the question then.
Should I ask?
Can you explain the running back rotation that you used in week 1, and do you expect this to be the trend? And ask him the same thing about the usage of the tight ends and why Cole Kmet was less a factor or didn't play as many snaps.
I would love to have Waldron on the show.
Yeah,
we never
absolutely.
got Getsy, and I would love to have Waldron on the show.
Yeah, I mean, just to get a feel for what his thinking is for this.
Because this is tough to answer in one question. At a press conference.
Of course.
This is because then they could just dismiss, well, look, it's one game. This is the way the snap count total in a game that we didn't get as many snaps offensively as we thought we would. Worked out, and every game dictates something differently. Like, this is more of a conversation that you have like on a long form show like ours than at a press conference. It's easily evaded.
I do hope somebody asks, though, the thought process behind the running back. I just think it's an interesting question, the running back rotation. And, why Herbert gets 2 snaps. Why does...
Yeah, Velus get What did he have?
Four snaps. Yeah.
Or, I mean, why did Cole Kmet only, play the number of snaps he did? Especially since I think that it wasn't the Waldron, the thought about Waldron, it was a lot of 12.
Right.
personnel.
That was my next question. We know that Shane Waldron comes from a pedigree where a lot of 12 personnel, 2 tight end sets are used, and Cole Kmet only saw the field in 27, which is 7 less than what Gerald Everett put out. What was your level of surprise with the minimal amount of playing time that Cole Kmet got?
I think that you're going to see more 11 personnel, which is 3 receivers, because they feel really good about their 3 receivers.
Yeah.
But you got to remember too, like Keenan Allen went out for a little bit.
That's true.
DJ Moore was hurt for a little bit.
And instead of going to 2 tight ends, what they just did is they brought DeAndre Carter in and played him quite a bit at the receiver position. No, it's that's what I mean. I think it'd be an interesting series of questions with Shane Waldron. And as somebody called in and was critical of Shane Waldron earlier, I'm not there yet. Like, there's plenty of time to find problems with what Shane Waldron is doing. I thought the majority of their issues yesterday were player areas.
Yeah. How many snaps were there offensively?
56.
50. And then what do they usually say between 70 and 80 is usually what you want offensively or each side of the ball? Like, that's what they're going to cite. I'm telling you, is that they didn't get as many snaps offensively as they thought.
But still, when you look at it from a percentage standpoint too, that's the confusing part, I think.
Yeah.
Real quick, Monday Night Football tonight. We've got the Niners and the Jets. Aaron Rodgers making his return to the football world. But on the San Francisco side of things, they had a very turbulent offseason with some of the things that took place within their building, notably Brandon Ayuk and his contract discrepancy
Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, another one. Christian McCaffrey dealing with a little bit of an injury as well. Do you think that the 49ers get off to a slow start and it begins tonight?
I don't. I don't know if it's going to look perfect. I mean, all these teams most of them at least, have had some tough times.
Not just that, but their first round pick got shot.
And will not play tonight.
They will not play. He's on injured reserve. So
I still think it should be a good game, though. I did pick the Jets to cover. What were they, a 4.5?
4.5, yep.
Yeah. So I did pick the Jets like that. I think they're going to give them a good game, maybe lose by 3. But I think the Jets cover in this game.
Look, what did we see? I thought there was quite a theme yesterday. It was some pretty spotty football.
Yes.
And to think that these 2 really talented teams won't have their hiccups as well, I think is silly. I don't think Aaron Rodgers took a single snap at preseason, did he? Doesn't mean he's not going to go out there and let it, spin it. He will.
It's going to be fascinating to see how he plays. After missing
I think
the
it's
whole year.
one of the best stories heading into the 2024 season.
Kirk Cousins did not look good.
Did not look good
coming
at
off
all.
the Achilles injury.
No.
And this is an older guy. He's got more of a time to come back than Kirk Cousins, but still.
Yeah, I'm not so sure Kirk Cousins' issues had to do with his Achilles as much as some bad decisions and some pass rush coming at his ass.
All right, coming up next, let's go through the good, the bad, the dirty. Man, there's so much to choose from.